Hey everyone, my name is Richard Brian. I'm an entrepreneur and I work with a network of companies that do 7+ figures a year. And for full transparency, I make these videos so that I can try to help more people. And so if this video helps you scale you or your company to 7+ figures a year online, then it will have been worth it for me. This is the first video in a series of videos that I'm gonna do, by the way. I just wanted to talk on the importance of doing things in the right order when it comes to, especially, this is super important whenever you're first launching your company. I made this mistake so many times in my early career, and I'm 32 now. I've definitely learned a lot since I started dozens of companies in the past, and a lot of them failed. Some of them worked out and are working out now. So there's definitely some things that I've learned along the way. And so I hope this will help with if you run into any of these similar problems, especially when you're launching your company. So the importance of doing things in the right order, if you don't do things in the right order for your business, then it could make all the difference between success or failure. Because especially in the beginning, whenever you're tight for money, or if you have no proven track record, where you put your money, especially at the beginning, is super important. That involves a concept that I call going after the lowest hanging fruit. And the lowest hanging fruit means, what is the lowest effort, highest reward action that I can perform for my business that will allow me to generate some revenue. Especially if you're online, you need to be lean and you need to be very adaptable and you need to iterate very fast. So that involves testing a lot of ideas super quick to see if they work. And if they don't, it involves changing them very quickly. So just as an example, let's say you're starting out, let's say you're trying to sell a book, right? The mistake that a lot of people do is the first thing they'll try to do is they'll try to get a website going. They'll try to order stock of the product. They'll try to do all these things that involve not doing the one thing that's actually going to generate them revenue, which is getting customers and making sure that there is a demand there for their product. It's a mistake that I see time and time again, and it is lethal, especially for a company that is just starting out. And so the way I would do it, if I had like a book to sell in this example, is the first thing I would do is I wouldn't start a website. I wouldn't order stock. I wouldn't even write the book first. I would get the concept for the book, what the book is going to talk about, and then I would just start marketing it on social media. The one place you're going to get your customers is social media. So I would start marketing it on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. I would see what the demand was before I even created a website or before I even ordered stock. Because if you're gonna do all that before you find out if there's a demand, what if nobody wants your product? What if nobody is willing to pay you the $20 that you're asking for the concept that you spent all this time and money and energy and effort to create? So that's why it's super important to do things in the right order. That's putting the cart before the horse. All this building a website, writing the book, ordering stock, that's trying to run before you can walk. So that's why I'm saying what I would do is I would find out what the demand was. And if there wasn't a demand, let's say it was the title. Let's say the title sucked. It could have been anything, but you have to find out what that thing is. And in some other videos, I'll go into how to troubleshoot that. There's very scientific ways you can test what isn't working in your business, because a business only fails for two reasons. One is because you stop doing the thing that is working. The other reason is because you cannot readily identify the thing that is not working. Only two reasons a business fails. So I'll go into that in another video, but just for this video, that's why it's super important to test your hypothesis first. You have to be scientific about this. So you form a theory, you have to test your hypothesis. That involves testing it in real world. That involves surveying people. If you have people to survey, That involves paying people to survey your product if you can. That involves Facebook marketing and stuff like that, seeing what people respond to. Okay, so now that you've done your testing, you found out what works. Let's say you do have a hook and you do have a title that really works, that gets people's attention, and you find out that there is a demand. Well, it's gonna be much easier to pitch somebody to help you out with a website or to write your book now that you have a concept that is proven and that you have a product that people actually want. And by the way, you can have a website and you can have a digital representation of what your book is gonna look like, and you can start selling it, because that's all a business is. A business is just money in a bank account. You can have all of that without the book even being written, and you can start selling your product without the book even being written. And you might say, Richard, that sounds crazy. How can you do that? The way you do that is you start selling the book so that you can get a demand. Once you have that demand, just start writing the book. And you can write to people individually, or you can write to people that gave you their email addresses. You can say, hey, sorry, there was a delay in the shipping. There's gonna be a little bit of a delay. Sorry about that. And people will understand, especially if it's something like a book. It's not like critical to anyone's survival. People will understand. So it just involves getting creative, not wasting money, being lean, doing the important things first and doing them in the right order, not trying to show off, not trying to get your, it involves getting your ego out of the way, because a lot of people do this just to flex their ego because they think having a nice website makes them look professional, and having a nice website makes them appear somehow more serious. Not true. It's just not true. It does not correlate to making more money or anything of the sort. So anyways, that's about all for this video. Just wanted to go over the importance of doing things in the right order. And if you found this video useful or helpful, just give it a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.